Welcome back to my man cave. I know it's been a welcome back to my man cave. I know it's been a little while since I've welcome back to my man cave. I know it's been a little while since I've uploaded a video. Getting my pilot's license, so I'm spending pretty much all my time and definitely all my money on avgas right now. It's amazing. An hour of flying is actually a little cheaper than an hour of shooting with ammo prices where they are, but it's still a big cost. But I wanted to do a real quick video. I'm having my favorite Mexican cerveza, Modelo. If you like Corona, that's fine too. If you like Dos Equis, you're wrong. And I'm thinking about 2011s, imported 2011s. So right here I have a Staccato P that has been customized by VulcanMachineWerks here in Plano, Texas. They went and put an Optic plate on here for a red dot mount. They ported the barrel and did some Cerakoting. So before we get into the review and talking about this, what's my relationship with Vulcan? Well, I know Jeremy. I would consider us frenemies, I suppose. We're friendly enemies, but no, we're friends. And he did this work for me so that I could see what it was like to have one of his, stack ported guns. And the Optic plate is actually made by Cabot Guns, so it's a plate that we designed to modify our guns for optics, but we also offered it to him so he can do the cuts on Staccatos and whatever other guns he chooses to, create the program for. So I have a relationship with a lot of the stuff that's on this gun. If you want to see my thoughts on standard Staccatos, there's a video here. I did a review like a year and a half ago on it. And really, the thing about Staccatos is they are now the Glock of the 2011 world. Staccato was the original creator, STI, Stayer Trip International, I think is what it stood for back in the 90s. Came up with the original 2011 double stack 1911 design. The company's gone through a few hands and now it's called Staccato, and they are just pumping these things out like crazy. So Staccato makes a very good gun. 2011s are fantastic, and the Staccato line is a great entry-level 21. I won't say it's like the cheap bottom of the barrel. Like there's definitely, Bull Armory, which I've done a review on before, which are decent, some differences there. But they are like the Glock of the 2011 world, because now you've got, Atlas Gun Works, you've got Triarch, you've got a lot of, high-end and higher-end custom manufacturers, obviously Infinity, interesting, and, some of the other companies out there. So the Staccato has become the Glock, which is basic, and so it's only a matter of time before a company is going to come around and do customizations just like they do on the Glock world, and VulcanMachineWerks is one of them. So first thing I'm going to talk about is porting. So if you look at this gun, it has 4 ports in the barrel. He calls it his stack port system. So he ports the barrel and then drills, machines, I use the word drill, but it's not right, machines holes in the top of the slide to create a way for the gases to escape the barrel. And the idea behind this is just like adding a compensator, is that by porting the barrel, the gases that are escaping the chamber are going to act like little miniature jets and push the gun down and keep it level. Some of the proponents of it obviously say it's going to make the gun shoot super flat. The negatives that people talk about, and these are people who've probably never shot a ported or comped gun, is they say that the ports are going to create excessive muzzle flash at night. So it's going to blind you because all the gas is coming out of here. I can tell you for a fact, as my microphone falls off, this video is going to be a mess, by the way. I can't wait to see the comments on it. But I can tell you for a fact that it is not overly blinding. I haven't shot it in pitch black conditions because you really probably aren't going to shoot anybody in pitch black conditions. You're going to have your light on your gun when you do that, hopefully so you can identify your target. So I've shot it with the light on, inside an indoor range with the lights dimmed. Didn't get any footage of it, but I was even shooting some super spicy NATO spec ammo, so that's 124 grain stuff. Hang on, it doesn't say on here, but it's 124 grain NATO spec, which means that it is plus P, damn near plus P plus, 1,300 feet per second, I believe is what it's going out at. So the thing really flies, and it makes a huge fireball out of shorter guns. And I'll tell you that it is not blinding. And until you have a gun company or an ammo company that makes flashless ammo, you're always going to have a flash. So it's no more blinding than, shooting a gun at night normally would be. The other thing that the naysayers say about porting barrels is it's going to gum up the gun and it's not going to work after a while. I am not like in crazy territory on this gun, but I am at like, I don't know, I don't have exact counts, but I'm probably at 1,000 to 1,500 rounds, and I've purposely not cleaned it to see if it starts to slow down or if I have any issues, and I haven't had any issues yet, and there's definitely some carbon stuff building up on the barrel, and I don't always shoot the cleanest ammo. Now, on the plus side of it, having those jets pushing the barrel down and the front end of the gun down, is that actually flattening the gun out? Yes. Do I have scientific data on it? No, but I can tell you from shooting a standard Staccato P and shooting other guns that the ports on here are definitely keeping it flat, and I've even got some footage, maybe I'll put it in here, of shooting range ammo with my old Staccato P and then shooting this Bosnian ZQI super spicy NATO ammo, and shooting the spicy ammo through this is flatter than I was shooting range ammo through the old standard Staccato. So does it flatten out? Yes, it definitely does. Now, if you're a crappy shooter and you are, you know, you don't have a good grip, is this gonna make you shoot like Jerry Michuuuuulek or Michuuuuulek? I don't know, it's a hard name to pronounce. Is it gonna make you an awesome like pro shooter? No, only ammo and time and training is actually going to do that, but it's definitely going to help. So do I think that porting the barrel is worth it? Sure, it's definitely worth it, but only if you've already taken care of your training, your ammo, and you're really just looking for that extra cool factor and the little edge to make it a little bit faster. Now, going back to the back of this gun, I have an SRO on here, and I have this Cabot red dot mount that the guys at VulcanMachineWerks are offering. It is for an RMR footprint, so you can do RMR, SRO, Hollow Suns, even the Bull Armory optics that are out with the RMR footprint until they get sued because they completely copied Trijicon, like completely. So that's just a lawsuit waiting to happen. But anyway, it is an RMR footprint plate. Why not DPPs or anything else? Because, guys, Cabot, like the only thing people ever request is Trijicon. No one's ever asked to put a DPP on a Cabot. So that's what we made the plate for. Now, why would you do this as opposed to the Duo system? Well, first off, the base gun's gonna be less expensive. But the main thing about it is that this plate, when we designed it, we didn't want to use an off-the-shelf solution for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you're using the Trijicon plate, so I've got a Triarch here which uses the Trijicon plate, nothing against Triarchs at all, I'm not saying this is a bad gun, or that the plate system that Trijicon has is bad, but you can tell it was not designed by a 2011 or 1911 person, because where they have the screw holes that mount the plate in, you actually drill into the extractor tunnel a little bit, and you can see the extractor there because the screws are too far out, so we didn't like that. Also, if you notice, the hood of SROs extends over the ejection port, and in slow-mo video, you'll often see on this gun or any other gun that I have, you know, an SRO on, you'll see that ejecting cases will hit this SRO, and if it's over the port, and even Trijicon says don't put the SRO over an ejection port, but yet their mount causes the port or the hood to go over the ejection port, it can cause rounds to bounce back in. How likely is that? Probably not very. Has it happened? I'm sure it has. But when we went to make our mount, we said, okay, a couple of things. Number one, we want it lower. So if you look at the mount height on here, and yes, I know, the Staccato slide, I think, is a little bit taller, but we've gotten this SRO down as far as possible. So it's a very slim gap there as opposed to, you know, the Trijicon mount. And also we wanted to get the plate as far back as possible. And since we were eliminating tritium from the backup iron sights, because one, tritium's dumb, and two, tritium in backup iron sights, like on this, is like double dumb. Now, like I said, it's nothing against Triarch, but it's against the Trijicon solution that's out there. So we decided to make our own option. And also, the other thing is these little guys, these little legs back here on the Trijicon plate are aluminum. The whole plate's aluminum, and we've seen them snap before because they have like a special pocket that the firing pin stop goes up into. So overall, this just was not an acceptable solution. So we went and engineered our own, making it as low and far back and robust as possible. and also not interfering with any of the internals on the gun. Real nice, you know, serrations on it, and it also blends in real nicely with the slide. So if you want to get a Staccato and you want to get, you know, SRO or RMR or Holosuns, if you go that route, as low and far back with backup iron sights as possible, this was really the only way to go. Now you could say, well, why don't you just get the Duo system? I had a gun with the Duo system, the Dawson Universal Optic. What's nice about it is it's universal, you can swap back and forth, but whenever you go universal, you're trading off, you know, as low as possible, you're trading off, you know, it being secure on there. And the real big thing is if you're running an SRO and you're gonna use a Safariland 6390 RDS for your Staccato, the Trijicon will not fit in there. Now, I know if you're in law enforcement, you're going, well, I wouldn't use an SRO because it's not duty rated. It's really a competition optic. I understand. I just love the SRO because it's a giant window and I'm like a sea-level shooter. I'm not awesome. So a bigger window is always going to be benefiting me. So to be able to fit this in a 6390 and have it on, have an SRO in there is a nice option as well. And lastly, like just the way it sits, the profile on there. Oh, and it being made out of stainless steel as opposed to aluminum. It adds a negligible amount of weight for a much higher increase in overall strength. I just think it's a good system all around. So going down, we have some Cerakote because he's like, well, I'm cutting the slide, I'm exposing bare metal, I need to re-Cerakote it. And I said, hey, give me some multicam gray. I've got multicam gray on there and then on the magwell as well. So basically I've taken a $2,000 gun and added $1,500 worth of work to make it a $3,500 gun. But what's nice about it is a very customized to me solution, and it's cool. So like in my other video, I said that the Staccato is not really my jam. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but this is getting it closer because I do get to customize it to something that I want to have. So do I think that there's more stuff that's going to be coming down the road in the custom options for Staccatos? Yes, I've seen other people that do like a chunk port, I think, where they put the port in front of the sight. That sounds like it's probably an option as well. I just really like the way VulcanMachineWerks does these ports because they blend in seamlessly and it's not a giant hole for, you know, lint to get stuck in because I really don't clean my guns very often, especially my carry guns. So this goes into the carry rotation and it's a great gun. So hit up Jeremy at VulcanMachineWerks, go to their website. They make it really easy to, you know, order porting, order slide cuts, all that stuff. And you send it in and yeah, you're waiting, you know, 2 to 3 months for it to come back. But when it comes back, you'll have something a little more custom, a little more robust than what's out there and definitely flatter shooting.